Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining yet another session in our your community. And today we have our special guest, Bhargavi Chakravarti, who is a Microsoft MVP and Microsoft certified trainer, as well as a C Sharp Corner MVP. And she is going to take us through building custom Copilot with Copilot Studio and how we can do it, how you need to, what are the steps you need to be following for that. So before we get into session, I just want to share that this session is recorded. And secondly, there is a certificate of participation at the end of session. Please do make sure that you climb those. And yeah, if you're interested, please do join the community. I will drop all the links in the chat box for you to check out. And that with that, I am done here, and the stage is all to Bhagavi. Over to you.
Thank you, Suraj. Um, Thanks for joining, everyone. And as Suraj said, that we would be discussing on how do we build the custom copilots with Copilot Studio in today's session, wherein we would be seeing with the help of the Copilot Studio, how can we develop our own copilots inside it with a demo of it covering what does this Copilot Studio mean and how can we do the Copilot by ourselves is something that what we would be covering as part of this session. So before I go into today's session, let me give a brief introduction of myself. I am CR Bhargavi, working as senior software engineer for Ford and a Microsoft MVP and Microsoft certified trainer too. And I do write blogs and articles at my free time, for which I have been awarded as C Sharp Corner. Since all my articles are under the C Sharp Corner page, I have been awarded as C Sharp Corner as well, and I do uh, speak globally. I deliver sessions for various communities around the globe, and this is my LinkedIn ID. Please feel free to get in touch with me post the session if you have any doubts too. Okay. With that, the agenda for today's session would be we would be seeing about the introduction of Copilot Studio, and then we would be seeing the access to the Copilot Studio and the subscription and limits of it. And then we would be seeing the generative AI in Microsoft Copilot Studio, and we would be seeing a demo on Microsoft Copilot Studio and what are the plugins which are available for the Copilot Studio is the whole agenda that what we would be covering in as part of the today's session. So, what does this Microsoft Copilot mean? We have been hearing this Copilot for more than around 3 months as a most most trending term in the technology, right? Like, what does this Copilot mean? Is like it's an AI assistant tool like what the copilot word means, it would be a pilot who would be sitting next to you and guiding the flight or any kind of air travel, right? So it's the same thing that what it means here as well. um what the AI assistant would be doing is like it would be sitting at the back and it would be guiding you on the steps that what you have to progress on, and it would be guiding you without it being as an um, as a whole developer being sitting next to you and guiding. It would be taking few steps or decisions by itself when you ask help for it, and it would be guiding you with that. And what does this do is like it's an AI uh, powered plat powered platform which would be offering you innovative solutions across various make various Microsoft products which are available, and it would be having the different kind of productivity and creativity as well as the data accessibility being increased, and you would have the since Microsoft is not using your own data uh, to get the model being trained by itself. What it assures is like it would be having a high enterprise grade data security and privacy features being enabled with it, and all these combinations together within the Microsoft products comes together as the Microsoft Copilot. And there are different kind of things that the Microsoft Copilot can do for you. One is like it can understand the natural language understanding. Say in case it can understand and like uh, it would be having the multiple languages being available for you, and it would be there for you to get it understood, and it would be having the translations or any kind of assistance that what it can do can be done there, as well as like it say in example, it has to have a code assistant and an auto completion, like the code suggestions, auto code completion, or writing functions or classes that what it needs can be done with the help of the Microsoft Copilot. I'm not speaking in general of the Copilot Studio that what it can write for you, but I'm just putting in about the understanding of the what is Copilot means in general, and then we would go in deep of Microsoft Copilot Studio and understand over there. For which I'm just putting in an understanding about the Microsoft Copilot so that we understand that better. And it can also write the technical documentations over there. Like, what does this technical documentation mean? Is like it can have the it would be generating the technical documentation and explanation for your code that what you write. Or say an example, if something happens of you don't understand what does your code do, or it has to have some documentations being written with it, then we can go ahead and use the Copilot to generate the documentations being done for you, and that would be generating the code for you. It's not just with the code that what you develop in with the help of GitHub Copilot. The technical documentation can also be done within the Power Platform, wherein the combination of various services, like when you are trying to automate, you can put in the documentation, or when you are building in an application, say an example like mobile application or web application, can be developed with the help of the Microsoft products, right? So all these can also include the documentations being done with it. Or if you want to do some research and information retrieval being done, say in example like summaries, answer queries, search web for the relevant information that what the Bing is being used, then all these will be helpful, and it would be having a result being fetched with the help of the Bing, and it would be retrieving you back with the result of it. And all these are performed with the help of the Copilot. So we had now saw what does the Copilot mean. There are different kind of Copilots which are available in market right now, and like to be listed, Copilot in Bing, and then Copilot Pro, Power Platform Copilot, and then Azure Copilot, which will be helpful for creating the resources by yourself. And Power Platform Copilot is something like where you can have the applications, automations, have the Copilot been installed for you, and it would be returning you back with the result of it. And then you have the Copilot Studio, which is something that what we would be discussing for today, wherein it acts as an virtual assistant tool, and it would be having an development to have the codes and everything being done with it with the help of the GitHub Copilot. There are different kind of copilots which are available over the market, and we would be seeing about the Copilot Studio right now. So, what does this Copilot Studio mean? Is like it's a product of Microsoft 365, and what it does is like it offers a powerful platform which allows you to customize and build your own Copilot, and it extends it extends with the help of the context of Microsoft 365. Say, in case you can tailor your own Copilot to your specific needs, is something that the Copilot Studio can help you with. And if you want to create your own custom Copilots or your own custom GPT models, then that is possible over here as well. And it's one of the low code approach which has been available under the market. Like, you can drag and drop the low code interface, and from there it would be having an visibility to develop the virtual assistants by yourself, and from which you can develop the virtual assistants for your requirement and proceed with that. It provides a comprehensive connected environment for building and managing a copilot, wherein what we mean here is like we can build in for our own requirement that what we are doing. Also, we can get in connected with it with the Copilot Studio along with the Azure OpenAI service, or you can connect in the external devices which are there as well, and have the um different kind of the things that what it has to progress on. So now we understood about the theory part on what does the Copilot Studio mean, and we would be now stepping into the demo part, which is like I don't have the much theory part to be explained here, so that I am explaining you over the Copilot Studio on the practical part. So to log in inside the Copilot Studio, what we have to do is like we have to get in touch with the copilotstudio.microsoft.com. We have to log in over there. Like, and once you log in over there, what would happen is like it would be prompting you to get your sign in. And when you sign in, then it can be signed in with both the ways. One is like your personal account, and your personal account should also be of the Microsoft account that what you are trying to sign in, or it can be your work or the school account that what you are trying to sign in as well. So once you had signed in, what would happen is like it would be asking you for the sign in, and when you are signed in, then that would be taking you up to this page. It would be taking you up to this page, which is the Copilot Studio slash environment page, and wherein the prompt window and everything would be visible for you, and an environment would be visible for you as well. Since I had logged in with my office account, it is showing up with a customized way of how it acts as for the organization way. And what we can do here is like when you click on here and when you navigate to the general settings and administrator portals, then you can set the whether it's has to be on the dark mode, or you can customize it based on your needs over there. When you are done with all those settings over there, it uh, we have to have the okay, let me navigate to home. Yeah, mm, putting it back. we can navigate to the Copilot Studio, and we can set on our own basis that what we need on. So this is the prompt window that I was talking about when you log in inside the Copilot Studio. You have to, what I mean here as a Copilot prompt window is like, you would have to type in your requirement inside the prompt window. Prompt is nothing but an input that what you provide. So you have to type in your your requirement here, and it also provides few suggestions which are there. And if you are okay with it, then you can go ahead and use that. Or if you aren't okay with it, then you can go ahead and start typing your requirements such that it would be having the um, it would be having in the data that is useful for you. Or if you want to create it by yourself, then you can navigate to the Copilot, and you can see that there are different kind of options which are there, and you also have template options being available. And it's not restricted that it's been supporting only with a certain domain. It also supports various kind of domain that what it supports on. Say an example with the healthcare, or with the automotive way, or with the education way. It supports on different kind of templates that what it can do for. Or if you want to build in from the scratch of with the help of the Copilot, then you can click on the new Copilot, and from there you can give in the name that what you want to give on. When you click on advanced system settings, then you can have the schema name and the solution name over there. You can select on the schema and the solution name, and once you are done with that, once you are done with that, then you can give on the save. And we can test the we can test the ways that what it can progress on. And when you click on configure, then what would happen is like, it would be asking you for the Copilot to be renamed. Say in case this is the name that what you are giving in for your chat, for your virtual assistant. Say in case I want this to be an ESPN supportive virtual assistant. PN Copilot virtual assistant VA. So we can given the name that what we need. Also, if we need, then we can go ahead and change in the icon that what we have over there. So I am okay with this particular icon, and so I am clicking on the save. And when you want your description to be given, then you can go ahead and given the description here. Okay. When you have some instructions to be given to the Copilot, then you would be instructing here. Say in case what does this instruction mean is like, when you are giving in like, it has to answer on for this particular kind of data, and it should not be answering, or it should not be returning you with the response that what it needs for is something that what you are instructing can be instructed here with the help of the instructions that is being available here. Or if you want to add in the knowledge here means like the data that what it has to train on. Say in example, you are giving in an site, and from that site it has to fetch in the data, and it has to retrieve you back with the result of it. So that's where the knowledge base will be remaining on. Knowledge here means is like the knowledge base that what you are trying to give in to it. and it is called as the knowledge sources over here. And that can be done with the help of the public websites, SharePoint, or that can be done with the help of the Microsoft Fabric, or that can be done with the help of the Azure OpenAI, and it can be connected with the different kind of the enterprise data that what we have as well. Say in case Azure can be connected, or Salesforce SQL data can be connected, and there are different kind of the connections that can be established, and it totally depends on what kind of the version that what you are using. Say in case if your subscription is in free trial, then it would not be allowing you to use all the free features that are available, and you should purchase a license for the same. And when you are having a premium license being established for you, then it would be having the knowledge being available, and from there we can go ahead and use that. And for the demo purpose, I am using the public website, which is the ESPN site. Yeah, I am using the ESPN crickinfo.com website, and I am giving it over here as a training knowledge database. And once we are done with it, there can be a number of websites that what you can give on, and it would be returning you back with the result of it. ClickBus is something that what I am giving it as a next one. So, and there can be different things as well. We gave on the Crick info is not being there, right? So we can look on different kind of things which are available, and we can provide all those which are needed. Mostly we would be using the ESPN and the ClickBus only, right? So I am giving on with those, and I am giving it as add. Once you had given that, then the knowledge will be added in over here, and wherein you have given the two knowledge bases over there, and you can edit it or you can open it at any time that what you need over by clicking in over here. And then once you are done with all the things, it is also a thing that when you want your primary copilot language to be in English or any kind of language, since it's a multilingual, you can support on many languages as well. So you would be choosing on with the language that what you need, and then you would be clicking on with the create. Once you have given the create, what would happen is like, okay, uh, let me recreate it. Okay, I'm doing the same steps over here. Once we click on the create, let it set up, it would be setting up your Copilot, and it would be creating a Copilot for your environment. Let it get created. It would take a maximum of 1 to 2 minutes to set up your Copilot, and once you had set up, then we would proceed on with the next steps. Yeah. Now that the Copilot is being created, you can now see that it has popped up with the message of your Copilot is ready, right? So it has now created with the details of what we need. Say in case we have to test it with the help of the Copilot. So what we can do is like, we have the knowledge being given here, and then we also have the topics which are being given here. Topics, what it means is like, it would be having a different kind of topics with the help of it, like, when you given good morning, it would be returning you back with the result of it, right? So all those is a form of the topic that what you has to give on. Say in case when you are giving in goodbye, these are the phases that what it tries to give on. Saying like, bye for now, bye now, goodbye, no, thank you, goodbye is something that what it would be giving you back with the result of it. It's like wherein you would be giving in the name and the trigger that what you need, and it would be giving you back with the result. Also, if you need something, then you can also give in over here. Cricket responses. Okay, these are some of the ways that what you can try adding on. Like, let someone order a pizza, choosing from a common pizza types, and how many they want to add it is something that what we, when you give a type on, then what it would be doing is like, it would be giving you back with the result based on that. Or if you want to accept some kind of street address, state, zip code, the user should be able to retry with different questions up to 4 times, is that what you are trying to give in, and it would be setting up, and based on that, it would also create the trigger and everything that what it needs as well. And if we are uh, familiar with the power virtual agent, which was there earlier, then we might have been very familiar with the way that what the Copilot Studio will behave on. Like inside the Power Virtual Agent, what we would be doing, we would be delivering with the help of the various kind of triggers, action, and then we would be putting the question on, and there can be different kind of ways that what we can trigger on, right? So it's the similar way that what we can give in the response about it as well. Like, we we had given in the we had given in the phrase to be like cricket, then it would be start asking you with the question that what is your street address, and it would be getting the value from it, and then next it would be asking you what is your state, and from which it would be getting the result based on that, and save your response as is something that what your response has to be saved, and that can be changed as well. Like, The variable name and everything can be changed as well. So it totally depends on what kind of the flow that what you are trying to write on with the help of the topics, or if you want to have the topics or action. Say in case action is something like when you want to delete in the first row, or when you want to discover some kind of actions with the help of the connectors which are available. You want to connect in with the forecast which has been available for the climate, has to be connected there, then you would be connecting it over here. Or when you want to connect it with the power apps or power automate or power bi, then that's possible too with the help of the connectors which are available here. Or if you want to send a notification in email, then you can go ahead and click on it, and from which the action will be progressed on, and it would be progressing you with the next step that what we have on. Or if you have a different kind of ways that what we need, then your action can be done. So these are the different ways that your copilot can have. And there are different kind of channels which in within your copilot that you can select on, and you can have the connections being established as well. Like you can connect it with the Microsoft Teams, and from which you can have the input being got with the help of the Microsoft Teams or any kind of channels which are available. And from there you can proceed on with the Copilot's Copilot's response being delivered back to the Microsoft Teams, and it would be proceeding with that. So, say in case when you are done with all the changes of these things, then what you would be doing is like the next step that what you would do is like you would be publishing it. Publishing is like you would be having the you would be publishing it, and from which you would have the different channels being connected is something called as a publish. So you would be publishing the copilot based on that. And before we even go into the publishing, let me give a test to what we are trying to access it. Yeah, we have connected to the quick bus and ESPN, right? So now let's start asking it some questions. When we want to test it, then we have this testing option, right? So that is something that what we had coded on when we give on the good morning or some greetings, then it is something that what it would try to give on is something that what we had trained on. Who would be the winner? What match happens today is something that what we put a question on. So when we start questioning it, what it would be doing is like it would be fetching the value which happens inside the ESPN and the crick bus, and it would be returning you back with the result of it. So it had given us with the help with the data that today matches include 13 match between Canada and Ireland, and 14th match between Afghanistan and Zealand is something that what it has returned on. So, and it also had given us the reference to which where we can refer on. So it had to from this page that what would be the live score, and it had given us the details from it and the reference based on that as well for it. So when we want to generate or delete some responses that what we are trying to give on, then we can go ahead and have the topics which has been created by us can be edited here. Like this was the response that what we have got, and this is the topic that was created by us, and when we want to delete in our own data, then we can go ahead and delete it over here. Or when you want to add it with the help of the Azure OpenAI, like it has been generated with the help of the Azure OpenAI is something that what it gives you with the response on. Or say in case when you want to change it, these are some things that what you are giving in for your own data can be built on, right? Like your customized data are being put in, and from which it has been giving you back with the result of the Copilot response that what it tries to give on. Like you can build in for your own data that what you need, or say in case you can go ahead and use the data that is being already created as well. Like Copilot for sales or Copilot for 365 is something that what it tries to um, already have on, and from which we can have the Copilot being created as well. These are some of the Copilot custom Copilot ways that what we can do on. Like what it mentions here, we can add in actions that what it needs. Say in case like I am taking up the same example, like we are adding in the weather forecast for today, and when we are adding it, it would take a minimum of 2 to 3 minutes to get your connectors being added, and from which it would be allowing you to select the option based on that. Like when you are connected to it, it would be asking you for the authentication on what kind of authentication that what you want to progress on. And when you have given the description of it, then it means that it would be having the different way of description that what it can do for you. And when you want to ask the user before running this action, then you have to click on this. Or when you want to display the name for it, then you would be giving it for today. Like get forecast for today is something that what you have given here as a display name, and you can change it there as well. Or um, say in case when you want to describe it as a whole, like what it has to display on, create a message to display, then what you would be doing is like it would be creating the response based on that. So these are some ways that what we can do on, and once we are done with all these things, then we would be having the configuration and everything being done. And once we are done with that, then our actions would be created, and from which we can have the different ways to have the connectors and everything being done, and from which we can have the actions being done and used it. Like what we can do now is like we can now again go back to the custom topics, and from which like when we want to do it from the blank, like what we used to do inside the Power Virtual Agent, right? Like the PVA, we will be developing the topics from the scratch. So you when you have the phrases being built here, like the phrases that what the prompt window will be accepting on is something that is what mentioned here. And you have the advanced options, then include multiple topic matches. Like it can have the various topics being matched over there, and from which it will be having the different ways being available. So when we are done with it, then we can have the different way of annotating or ask with the adaptive card, or when you want to ask in a question to it, then you would be sorry, then you would be giving the question that what it has to ask on, or it has to decide on which identity, like the multiple choice options or MCQ, or the option from the list variable, or whether it has to be of various types that what it provides on. Also it has few entities by itself, like color, and then country or region is something that what it can have on, and you can decide on which can be there for yourself, and from which you can have the various kind of things that then entity can have, like it can be, if it's a date, then it can have the date option being chosen by you, or if it's a date time, then the entity of date time can be chosen, or there are various ways that your question can have as an identity, identify, right? So all these can be chosen as an identity, as an entity, and from which you can have the options being delivered over there. Or if you want to save your option as a choice or different kind of ways, then you can given here, and you can select on with the different variable, or it can be from the system as such, and based on that it would be giving you back with the result of it. So these can be done like, you can put in, you can put in whatever you need, or say in case like when you want to call in an action, we saw action of, we saw action of the weather being added, right? So when you want to call in an action here, then you would be coming here and you would be seeing the various kind of actions that what we had built in there to be added here. So when you want to create a flow, or a flow, in the case what it means is the automation flow that what it would be focusing on. So when we are looking for connecting the power automate, then we would be clicking on this particular thing, and from which we would be progressing with that type. Or when we are okay with progressing on the various types, like the connectors that are available, like deleting a row or getting a row from the Excel online or anything of that sort, like what we saw, we would be seeing the connections that is being available here, and from which we can have the we can have the um, whether itself been um, deliver whether itself been connected, and from which it would be delivering you back with the result of the copilot's way of responses back to you. And you can select in the inputs and outputs that what it has to look on by deciding on what it needs for you to reply with. Like we have connected now the actions, right? Like it would be giving you back with the result of it, like what would be the record that what it has on. Now let's go and ask for what is the weather. Sorry. So we are now asking for the weather, and now it has to return you back with the result of it. Like to provide the accurate information, we haven't saved it, right? So when you are saving it, it has to be like when we are done with the save, then it would be giving you back with the result of the save that what what we have given, and it would be returning you back with the result of it. And uh, once we are done with all these things, then we can have the knowledge being deleted or being created at any time, like if we aren't okay after publishing it. So we want to add in a new knowledge base at any time. Then what would happen is like we will be having the new knowledge base being added, and from which it would be having the knowledge base being connected for you at any time. That's where it would be useful at a um, at a minute's time, and you can get in connected with the latest update and publish it whenever you need. Like we have everything been done, and we have also tested regarding the ESPN and the ClickBus as well, and now we are publishing it. So what would happen is like when it's been published, it would be allowing you with the option, like the topics that what I have created is something like issue over there, like it has to be of the correct type that what we need. Let me go back and let me rectify it. Topic has done earlier, it was 7 and now it's 8. So okay. um since we had given it as save without giving us the name of what it has to, it would not be picking up, and it also has few errors with it, and because of it it is not getting published. But once it has been published, it works in the published way. That how it can be working on. I would be deleting this and will be starting it again, the publish. Mm. Okay, we haven't provided the whether. Okay. This is something that what we had missed on, and when we want to edit it, then we would be giving it here with the forecast. Okay, and now I am giving it on save. Once we are done with that, then we would be yeah, topic is now saved, and we are publishing it again. Okay. Your Copilot is published is something that what it would be used, right? Like users will be able to see the content soon. So it's been published now. What we can do is like once it's been published, you can go and test it. Like if we have connected with the um, teams or any kind of detail, then that would be returning you back with the result of it. Like we had given now, I am just testing it. So yeah, we had given the details, right? So it would be taking up the details based on the weather of Chennai, and it would be returning you back with the result based on that. Like what would be the update and everything that what it can have on, and it would also put in a reference based on the same. So this is how you can create in and custom models, and from which we can have the things being developed. And to have this been established, like Copilot Studio, yeah, there is a try free option when you type on Copilot Studio, and when you navigate to this part, then there would be a try free option. You can start using it for the first one. At the first, like what I said, you would have to log in with your email part, and when you are logged in, like should be of organization, and once you have logged in, then you would have to create your account and confirmation details and everything. Once you are done with that, then you would be navigating here and signing up here, and when you had signed in, it would be taking you up with this page. It would be taking you up to this page, and once we are done with that, then we will be having the details being there, or anything that can be done inside the Copilot Studio for ourselves. And regarding the licensing part, Copilot Studio is available for 25,000 messages per month. If it's a kind of 25,000 messages per month, then it would be of $200 cost. And if it's for Copilot Microsoft 365, then we would be having it for $30. There are two different options. You can just purchase the Copilot Studio alone, or you can purchase the Copilot Studio for Microsoft 365, and from which you can get the Microsoft Copilot Studio access as well. And customizations can be done with the help of that as well. And from which you can have the various kind of the Microsoft thing, and it's an annual commitment that's been done throughout the uh, throughout the year as well. So these are some of the ways that what we can do the Copilot being customized for yourself, such that it would be returning you back with the result of it. With that, I am stopping here for any questions that are there. I would be happy to take up the questions. When adding in knowledge from the public website, there are multiple pages. Do we have to just add in the main page and the Copilot automatically? Yes, that's right. You just have to add in the main page alone, and the Copilot will be taking up all the other pages that what we have. Like what we saw in the ESPN, right? We just gave in the ESPN alone, and from which we had got all the details from that, and it started giving you back with the results, which I had not even specified on. Like this was the page that what I had not even specified on. I just gave in the ESPN um, crickinfo.com alone, and it had took up the story slash IPL 2024 final weather update. It had took from that, and it would be returning you back with the result of it. Is there some other question? You don't have to define each pages in Copilot. Just the main page is defined is enough. Okay. Was there some questions? Or okay, thank you.
I think there was no questions in between the sessions.
Yeah,
Uh, if there is anybody with question, feel free to drop it in the chat box. Or if you want the mic access, feel free to raise your hands and let us know in the chat box. We can grant you the access.
okay. If there are no questions, thank you for joining today's session, and thank you, Surat, for hosting me for this session. And I would be happy to have the another session with you all as well.
Sure. Thank you, Bhagavi, for joining as well, taking your time to, share your knowledge with everybody. It was great having you with us. And yeah, in case if there is any resources related to it, feel free to share it with me. So I will forward it to those who have registered for this event.
Sure.
Uh,
Okay.
and yeah, thank you everyone for joining on a Saturday with us. I hope you guys will have a great weekend and see you in the upcoming sessions. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.